very much for listening. I'm happy to take questions. I don't even know where to start. I guess I'll start, work my way a little bit. Yes.
Scott Detrow with NPR. What did you learn last night about going face-to-face with President Trump in the debate? Would you do anything different next time? And also, there's a lot of talk about, given the way things went last night, 2 more debates aren't worth having. What do you think about that?
It's not a inconsequential assertion. Look, he did what I expected him to do last night. He announced what he was going to do. He announced he was going to, I think the phrase was, now he can become really vicious. I think that was his phrase at some point. Look, last night reinforced for me why I got in this race in the first place. Last night, I said when I got in the race, we were in a battle for the soul of this country. Can you all see me? Should I turn this way a little bit? Trump's constant disregard and unwillingness to speak to COVID and the fact that 205,000 people have already died and over 7 million are infected and it's likely to get worse. He didn't want to talk about it at all. He in terms of election legitimacy, he made it clear that he didn't think this is going to be, if he lost, it wouldn't be a legitimate election. Already began to plant seeds of doubt in the legitimacy of this election. I don't know any president's ever done that before. And his dog whistle, the white supremacy, when asked would he condemn white supremacy, he said, he didn't say a word. And then when I said, well, how about the Proud Boys, which is a white supremacist group, he said, well, I just told them to stand down and stand ready. Stand down and stand ready based on the outcome of the election? And last night was, I think, a wake-up call for all Americans. What I tried to do last night, I tried to speak directly into the camera to the American people, to talk about their concerns, to talk about what's on their mind, to talk about what I would do were I president. Trump has no plans, no ideas, didn't express a single plan that he had about how he's going to move forward, and it made me realize that just how much is at stake. You know, for 90 minutes, he tried everything to distract, everything possible, and it just didn't work. But I hope that this next debate is going to be in front of real live people. It's going to be a town hall. And I just hope we're able to, I'm looking forward to it, and I hope we're able to get a chance to actually answer the questions that are asked by the persons in the room. But God only knows what he'll do. Yes.
Is there any scenario where you would not debate the president in these next 2 debates? And are there any changes you want to see made by the commission before you debate?
Well, he not only attacked me constantly and my family, but he attacked the moderator. And again on his tweets this morning or last night. I just hope there's a way in which the debate commission can control the ability of us to answer the question without interruption. I'm not going to speculate on what happens in the second or third debate. My hope is that they're able to literally say the question gets asked of Trump. He has a microphone. He has 2 minutes to answer the question. No one else has a microphone. And then I don't know what the actual rules are going to be, literally. But that's what seemed to me to make some sense. But I'm looking forward to that.
And what do you have to say to those undecided, persuadable voters who were watching last night and were just completely turned off by politics?
I can understand it. It was, I kind of thought at one point, maybe I shouldn't say this, but the President of the United States conducting himself the way he did, I think was just a national embarrassment. But look, I just hope that the American people and those undecided voters try to determine what each of us has as an answer for their concerns and allows us to actually speak. Yes, Jim.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. You mentioned the president's comments about the Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. Today, they've made that really a rallying cry. They're rallying around that slogan almost that they've created now for it. What are your fears about the implications of the president's rhetoric, and do you have a message for the Proud Boys today?
Cease and desist. Cease and desist. The American people will decide who the next president of the United States will be, period. So I'm urging the American people, go out and vote. Show up. If you can vote early, vote early. Vote whatever way is most convenient for you, but vote. And if you show up in large enough numbers, nothing is going to change. I promise you. If in fact we win this election, this president will step down. It's a lot of bravado. He has no alternative. The American people will not stand for it. No agency would stand for that happening. My message to the Proud Boys and every other white supremacist group is cease and desist. That's not who we are. This is not who we are as Americans.
Mr. Vice President.
All right, I'm going to let you pick somebody because you got everybody out here.
Mr. Vice President, thank you for giving me a question.
I think it's for yes.
Oh, great. Okay. I wanted to, just about last night, you said a few things that put some distance between yourself and the liberal wing of the party on the Green New Deal, Medicare for All. Can you talk a little bit about whether or not you could be going a little bit too far to the center and alienating some people on the left? And related to that, have you spoken with Alexander AOC today or recently?
No, I haven't, and I appreciated her endorsement. I like, look, we had a debate with, I don't know, 22, 25 people in the Democratic Party. I said at the time that I would tell you exactly what I believed, and I would state why I believed it and why I was running. And that's exactly what I did. I did not support Medicare for All. I do not support it now. I support the Biden plan that I've laid out. I've laid out the most extensive plan with a detail on how I will get us to net zero emissions in the energy sector by 2035, putting thousands of people to work. I've laid out how, in fact, I'm going to get us to net zero emissions in the United States of America by 2050 across the board, how I'd rejoin the Paris Accord, which I helped put together, et cetera. So the Green New Deal that the president keeps trying to talk about, it's not a bad deal, but it's not the plan I have. That's the Biden Green Deal. That's what it's about. And what the president keeps trying to do is he's trying to run against somebody other than me. I've said to the left, the right, and the center exactly where I am on each of these issues. I did have time, and I've worked very hard with all segments of the party. We put together a platform that is a platform that I fully support. President keeps talking about, what's he call it? He has some name for our platform. I can't remember what it is. It's the manifesto. Thank you. The manifesto. Well, the Democratic platform is the one that I've signed on to, the one that the vast majority, overwhelming majority of Democrats signed on to. But the Democratic Party is a big tent, and we have all kinds of folks in that have different views, and they're all welcome. And we negotiated, we debated, and we had a primary election, and I won, and I've laid out what we're going to do. So I'm not worried about losing the left, right, or the center of the party. This is a big party. But I have one of the most progressive records of any Democrats run on. I'm proud of it, but it's my record, and it's what I want to do. So thank you,
And
thank
if I
you,
could just
thank
follow
you
up
very
with
much.
an unrelated question.
You know, I'm going to get in trouble with the conductor, but because I'd like to stay and answer a lot of your questions. Do I think he's created a crisis in confidence? Look, all you have to do is look at the polls all your networks run. And a significant number of the American people are worried about what he recommends having anything to do with, look there, right? Is that what you're trying to tell me? To deal with the COVID crisis. And they've lost confidence in him. And so that's why I think it's really important that the scientists continue to speak out, say exactly what constitutes an appropriate approach to dealing with COVID, whether it is a vaccine or any other proposal. And God willing, we're going to have a vaccine sooner than later. God willing, we'll be able to distribute it as rapidly as possible. But it gets down to, ultimately, the American people have to have trust in what the president says. And it's quite clear many, many, many people don't trust him. As it relates as well to businesses, they say open up. Even businesses that open up are having trouble getting people to come in because, in fact, the president says things that are just not accurate. So, but I'm confident that we're going to get in this train, or you're all going to have to run behind it, and we got to get going. But thank you all very much, and I'll talk to you next stop, wherever I'm doing. Thank you.